Hey everybody, Seth Cole here of the NNSCRA Sports Channel, and thanks for tuning in to the second part of our tutorial on how to render Gen 6 cars using both Autodesk 3ds Max and GIMP Shop. Now we've already covered the Autodesk 3ds Max part of basically what we just use for rendering and everything, and I don't know why that popped up. But anyway, we now are over to the GIMP Shop portion. We've just now rendered two cars and put them in here into a fancy custom render with one car facing backwards in the back and one car facing forward in the front. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to be able to make some custom stuff. And before I do that, I think I may actually have like a little black line down here. I don't know. If I do, I don't really want it there. Maybe I don't, but I'm just going to check to make sure. Just going to run a paintbrush or a pencil right along that bottom line. It looked like there was a black line down there. Alright, so anyway, now what I'm going to show you is that on some of my pictures, which I'll show you one of them here, I put a whole bunch of frills and stuff like signatures and numbers and whatnot. I'll show you the case, not the case meters, but the Clint Boyer one. You know, the BB&T, DirecTV sponsors, Jack Daniels, Richard Childress Racing, the signature, and the number and everything, as well as the little NNSCRA paint designs thing, Chevy SS. Yeah, you get the picture. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna put some stuff onto this one. We're going to customize it up. So the first thing you want to do is, if you're an NR 2003 painter, you know where to get numbers for painting cars. We're going to use the exact same numbers for the render scene. Now I gotta find, I think I have it in Nationwide because this was a number 30 Nationwide, the Turner Scott Motorsports number. So we're going to click on it and we're going to drag it on over. Alright, there it is. And so we're going to... Alright, let's see. What do I want this thing to have? I guess for the color in the back, I'll have it be the Outlast color. I don't know. Something like that, I guess. That's fine. So we're going to make the red a bluish color. Alright, so merge this down, merge this down, merge this down, and resize it. Going to make it rather small. We can resize it if we have to afterwards. And I usually put the numbers up here in the top right hand corner. There we go. And we're going to make this just a little bigger again because it's able to just clear the front hood of our rear car. Alright, so there it is. There's the 30. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use something that I use probably 93% of the time in doing my cars as far as the sponsorships and everything. People go to NR 2003 painting sites and everything and download sponsors and all that. I actually don't use them. As a matter of fact, just about every sponsor you see on these cars, the Outlast sponsor, the Steam sponsor, Dishonored, the Dishonored main character there, even the effects of the red smoke on the Dishonored car, all come from one wonderful, beautiful place known as the Internet. Yep, the Internet is where I get most of my stuff through Google Images. And so we're going to bring up the Internet here. However, I do think I think I do actually have the Outlast picture. The only time, I'll tell you this, the only time that I ever actually save pictures off the Internet to be able to use for painting purposes is if they come in a thing called a PNG, which actually is more of a transparent sponsorship logo. One for instance right here, you can see this Burial at Sea, Bioshock Burial at Sea. It is white, there's nothing behind it, so I don't really have to worry about doing some major editing on that logo when I put it onto a car. So let's find the Outlast one. I'm pretty certain that I have the Outlast one as a PNG. There it is. Okay, yep, so it is as a PNG. You'll notice when I drag it, put it onto the screen here, it's just going to be the logo itself. There you can see how it's so transparent back there. I don't have to do a thing to it. So that's the only time that I usually ever download and save the different sponsorships and everything to my computer. More often than not, I just go to the internet and get them. So we're going to take the Outlast one. We'll put it up here in this corner because the Dishonored one is going to be rather smaller and thinner. So we'll put it up over the roof. So let's go back here to the internet. And we're going to type in Dishonored, if I know how to spell, logo. And more often than not, if you want to do this, you want to type in PNG afterwards, and it'll mostly come up with the PNG files that you want. Go to Images, and look at this, whole bunch of Dishonored PNG cars. Alright, so let's see, which one do we want to have? I think being a white background, we want to have the black Dishonored logo. So we're going to copy this image. We're going to come back. Whoa. Screen moved on me. That was weird. Alright, we're going to come back here. We're going to paste. And what we're going to do now is, since it's a PNG file, it makes it so much easier. We're going to do the color choosing thing, the color picker tool. We're going to click on the black. Go to our paint can, choose color erase, and voila. Erase all the black, and you've got yourself a Dishonored logo that is transparent. So we're going to resize this down so that way it'll be able to fit up on the top. I can't really see it because the grid gets in the way. That should be about the right size. Move it up here to the top. I would kind of like to have it in the same line as the Dishonored sponsorship, or as the Last of Us sponsor. Outlast. Not Last of Us. Outlast. We might not be able to though. May have to be smaller. Drat! I was hoping we could get away with it, but it's not quite gonna fit unless we move the Outlast sponsorship up, which we probably will do. Dishonored will go right there. Anchor that onto the picture. Let's move the Outlast logo up so that way it's level. That should do it. Oh, beautiful. Alright, so now let's see. What else do we want to put on here? We got Last of Us. The Last of Us as a sponsor. Alright, now this is going to get pretty tricky here. This is actually another one that I have saved to my computer. And the only reason I have this one saved is because it came with a black background, and more often than not, whenever I use the Last of Us logo, the car that I'm doing has a black background. But we have a white background here, and I don't really want this white background, or this black background, showing up. So here's what I'm going to do, and this is where it's going to get really, really tricky. Like you see here, it is a photo, so we're going to delete it and paste it as a pasted layer. We choose the black coloring. We color erase the black. I gotta get really fancy here with this one. Alright, now here's where it gets very interesting. We're going to actually turn this particular sponsorship to black text. Look at that. And resize it down. That should be well, I think it's a little big still. We'll resize it down again if we have to. Yep, that's going to be resized down, definitely. Is that about right? That looks good. And drag it so that way it lines right up with the other two sponsors. Anchor it, and there you go. Now you have The Last of Us as a black text rather than the white text. And that's one thing I love about GIMP is it's such quick motion too. You're able to do what you want to do, and that's it. Let's see. And I think we had one more sponsor, and that was the BioShock one. And we actually, the Burial at Sea, we actually do have. So let's go down and get that one, wherever it may be. There it is. Bioshock barrel at C. I believe this is a PNG. Yep, it is. So we're just going to resize this one down so that it's small enough to be able to go up along the top here. Was that small enough? That's small enough. Beautiful. And look at that. Beautiful. All the sponsors of the two cars up there along the top of the screen. And then you can add all sorts of other stuff here. You can add, like in this area, I may add a signature down here, maybe like Tweenix Racing logo, whatever. But now, say you've rendered these and you want to be able to get credit for them. Well, what do? Well, a lot of people like using the text option here in GIMP. I never have actually been a fan of that. Never used it. Never really found the reason to, because I like using Microsoft PowerPoint. I use PowerPoint for a lot of stuff in my editing. I use it a lot for even making base schemes. For instance, for those of you that saw the number 39 Ryan Newman Tornadoes car I made, a lot of that was used with making borders and lines through Microsoft PowerPoint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my copyright NNSCRA Paint Designs 2014. Going to make it black, and the one that I love to use for this one particularly, for if I could find it here, for the font right there, it's called Minstrel. There it is. Now I'm going to copy this, come back over to our cars and paste, and then make it small enough so that way it's going to fit down here into the corner of our picture. Anchor it, and there you go. Now you've got your copyright thing down there letting people know who it was that designed this car. So that's basically a lot of the techniques that I use in order to design these render scenes with all the added frills and everything. There's so many other different things that can be done. If you have any questions of how other things can be put on here, if there's something that you want to be able to put on your render but don't know how, feel free to ask me in the comment section below. And hopefully this tutorial was helpful to you guys. So thanks so much guys for watching. If you want to see how this render scene was put together before all these added frills were put onto it, check out the tutorial that I put out before this one. Of course, you do need to have Autodesk 3ds Max and either GIMP Shop, or if you're able to figure it out through Paint Shop Pro, you can do it that way as well. So thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys next time. Any other questions of tutorials or anything that you want me to put out, be sure to leave them below as a comment, and I'll get right to them, because I have a little bit of time now, what with my season over and basically now just getting a little vacation before starting up Season 9. So thanks once again, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.